The poor financial situation at Diagoras has been a bit of a hindrance, but we have made it through our first pre-season. We've made a couple of signings and we've won a cup game. Now it's time to get the league season underway. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to part 2 of Rhodes to Glory with Diagoras. We've gone through our first pre-season. We've just won 5-0 in the Greek Cup third round, and now it's time to get the league season underway. But first, we're going to go and look at the few players that I have managed to bring in despite the poor financial situation at this club. There was no transfer budget available and very limited wage budget, so we had to look at free transfers and possible loans to try and bring some players through the door because we did have a lack of squad depth. The first player that we brought in on a free is Nikos Koutsas. Now, there are two Nikos Koutsases. When you Google his name, one of them used to play for Panathinaikos. He's been capped at Greece under 21 level. He's currently playing in Super League 1 in real life and is a very good wide player. The one we've brought in is a defensive midfielder/midfielder. He's come in on a free transfer after leaving Mykonos at the end of last season. He's 33 years old, 3.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential. Ball winning midfielder, defensive midfielder if he plays in the defensive midfield positions. And he's also a box-to-box and a Carolero, can play as a central midfielder. He's more defensive than anything else, but he was better than anything we had at the club. So he's got a few decent attributes. He's not going to set world football on fire, but he has come in. He is a decent player. He's good for this level, I think. And he made his debut for us in the Greek Cup, scored an absolute worldie. And averaged an 8.2. So he's a decent player through the door. The other ones we've signed are not very good. This one is the best signing that we've made. We've signed another 3 players. They're not very good, but we'll take a look at them anyway. Kostas Pomonis, left wing back, has come in on loan from Atromitos. Or Atromitos? Atromitos. We'll go with Atromitos. He's 20 years old. He's only got 2-star current ability. He's got possible 4-star potential ability. He's got some decent mentals and he can cross the ball, but everything else is a little bit lacking, to be fair. He's got a little bit of pace on him, I suppose. He's considered our third best left back, but he's coming on loan. I needed defenders, and what I've done is I've started to try and retrain, I think it's Tatsis, as a centre back because we lack centre backs. So I thought I'd bring Pomonis in as backup. The fans' reaction was poor when we brought him in, saying, I don't know why you've brought him in, but he is just going to be back up to the first team. And despite the fact that he's only got a 2-star, he made his debut in the Greek Cup and got a 7.4 rating. So he's had one decent performance for us so far. The lack of centre-backs at the club made me panic buy. Well, we weren't even buying, and the transfer window had already closed. The transfer window slammed shut. I decided to go and look at the free transfers available. Didn't really have time to scout anyone, so I took a chance on a couple of players, and they're both quite poor. Kostas Bantunas, 27 years old, 2-star current, 2-star potential. Not going to get any better. He's a leading C division player, which means he isn't really considered good enough for this level, but he's going to be a backup. He's come in as emergency backup. He's not going to set the world on fire. But we needed centre-backs and I needed to bring at least someone in. He's only on £150 a week, so it's not a great signing. The fans are not happy about it, but needs must. And the other panic buy or panic signing was Apostolis Diagoras even. Can't even pronounce his name. We'll call him Apo. So Apo comes in, he's 24 years old, 2-star current, 2-star potential. Again, another one who's not considered good enough for this level. But he made his debut in the cup game, got a 7.6 rating. He's another one who's not going to set the world on fire. He's a no-nonsense centre-back. He's got decent marking, positioning, teamwork. He can jump. His heading ain't too bad. He's quite brave. So he's got a few decent attributes that might be okay. He's not going to get any better, but again, needs must. We had to bring in some players. I brought in about 40 players on trial that were out of contract. Some of them were really good, but the good ones we either couldn't afford or they went elsewhere when we offered them a contract. The same with others that I scouted a couple of players who were considered good enough, like they were really good, better than what we had, better than some of the players in our division, but they wanted like £700-800 a week. The board would only allow me to offer them 200, so they were never going to sign. But that is the transfer dealings done, and now it's time to go and play a game of football. Before we do play our first league game of the season, this was the Greek Cup game. We played this team here, Alex Tricholon. I don't know what division they're in. They're obviously below us. We won 5-0. We absolutely dominated. Manius, Lukic, Stamenkovic, Kautsas, and Manius with his second. They scored the goals. We had 25 shots on goal, 7 on target. It was a pretty easy victory. Lukic got a 10 out of 10 rating for his first game. And yeah, it was a confidence builder, I suppose. But the league season's going to get a little bit tougher because this is where we're predicted to finish. If we look at the season preview for the Greek Super League 2, we are predicted to be 19th out of the 30 teams split between the North and South. And our first game of the season is against Califea, who they're fancied to do quite well, to be honest. And then we play Liupoli. So it's going to be a tough league season. There aren't many teams that are tipped to finish below us. And it's all about survival. Starting now. I'm keeping the same team as what I played in the Greek Cup game. We'll give them a chance to shine in the league as well. We'll see how they do. Bintsis is in goal, Magakis, Maniotis, Diagoras, Pomonis, then Kautsas, Arias, Adeshina, Lukic, Stamenkovic and Manias. Lachiou is pushing for a start in the starting lineup as well, but he's on the bench today. He's the only really great player that we've got that is on the bench. Or I say great, he's better than everyone else that's on the bench. So, right, let's stop waffling. Let's go and play a game of football, shall we? And here we go, we're off and underway, and Lukic is going to take a free kick to the back post, and Maniotis heads it over for a goal kick. It was a good start. We could have got off to a golden start there. Kotsaris with the long goal kick. It's headed back, and I can't remember the name of the team we're playing. Was it Arafea? Something like that. They're going to go on the attack, but Diagoras, tries to deal with it, doesn't, and they're still on the attack. Got some defending to do here, and we're going to need to try and get the ball away. Arias with a poor header. And they're through, and they're 1-0 up. Califea, not Arafea, Califea. Yeah, we didn't really cover ourselves in any glory there defensively, did we? It was just a couple of poor attempts at clearances. He did look a little bit offside there, to be fair, but the Lionel has kept his flag down. And we are 1-0 down in less than 10 minutes of the league season starting. Lukic with a long free kick. It's headed, and it's over the bar. There's two opportunities we've had there, and haven't taken advantage of either of them. And we're going to be on the defensive again by the looks of it. They're playing some fantastic football. Our defence has just fallen apart, and we're 2-0 down after 18 minutes. Nikos Ioannidis. I said this season's going to be about survival. I said that we haven't got a very good team. We ain't got very good players. We've got no money to bring in any decent players. And yeah, the survival mission is going to be a tough one by the looks of it. We're 2-0 down. It is our first game of the season, and we are playing a team that are tipped to do really, really well. So I'm not gonna panic just yet. Not yet, anyway. There's 3-0. This could be an embarrassing start to the season. We won the cup game 5-0. I don't know who the team was that we played. I don't know what division they were in. But we're playing a team that are a lot better than us on paper and are proving to be a lot better than us on the field as well in practicality, because we're 3-0 down. We've had 3 shots on goal, none on target just yet. And it's men against boys by the looks of it. Stamenkovic puts Arias through, and Arias shoots and hits the post. A chance of something to cheer has gone by the wayside. Magarkis with a throw-in. Lukic. Magarkis with a cross. Stamenkovic. And Stamenkovic's header has gone wide. This isn't completely horrendous. This isn't... We're 3-0 down, right? So scoreline-wise, it's awful. It's half-time. We're 3-0 down. We've had less possession, but we've had 6 shots on goal. They've had 6 shots on goal. They've managed to find a target 4 times and have scored 3 of them. We're yet to find a target, but we're getting in the positions to have opportunities. We're getting in the positions to have shots on goal. So there are positives to take. We're going to look at the positives here. It's all about survival. I don't care if we lose 80% of our games this season, as long as 4 other teams in our group lose more than us, you know? It's all about survival. We know we haven't got a great team, but there are some positives to take from it, and hopefully there'll be a couple more positives by the end of the game. The second half's underway. Lukic with a corner. Puts it in. Are we going to get a chance? What's happened here? I think we've got a penalty. We have. Manius shoots and scores. There's our first goal of the season. Michaelis Manias has scored our first goal of the season from the penalty spot. Straight down the middle. No questions asked. The keeper dived out of the way and basically let it go through him. But we've scored a goal. Woohoo! Not much else is happening. We're going to look to make a couple of changes in a moment. Manias is knackered and needs to come off. I think Diagoras could do with coming off as well. We'll just let them go on the attack. Hopefully we'll not concede again. But we have. Ioannidis jumps up, scores the 4th goal for Calafia. And yeah, we've scored a goal. There are positives to take from this game. But we are 4-1 down. And it's time to make some substitutions and give some other players a bit of a run out, I think. There's Lukic with a corner. He's headed out. Kautsas hits the crossbar. Kautsas is very good from shooting from distance. We brought on Lahiul, Parastatidis and Bantunas just to give them a bit of a run out and see how they do. We're not going to get back in this game. There's 10 minutes left. But the second half appears to be a little bit more positive than the first. We scored a goal. We've only conceded 1 so far. They are on the attack, but they ain't. We've won the ball back. Adesina. Back to Maniotis. Maniotis goes long. His ball isn't very good. And the Calafia defence will deal with it. Kosaris, the goalkeeper, goes long. It's headed out. Adesina. Lukic. Through. Lahiul, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he scored! Yanis Lahiul! It's 4-2. And maybe, just maybe, we might have a chance of making this game a little bit more interesting right at the death. It was a good pass. Lahiul latches onto it, flicks it past the goalkeeper, and it's Diagoras 2, Calafia 4. There was a tight offside. We're not even going to look at it. Let's skip that. It was onside. It was a goal. And as we approach the dying stages, there are quite a few positives to take from this game. It's a defeat. It is a defeat. We've conceded 4 goals. We haven't covered ourselves in glory, but Lahiul and Lukic have both played quite well. We could do with some better performances to go with them. I mean, Stamenkovic 6.6, Parastatidis 6.7 when he came on. Kautsas a 6.5 in the defensive midfield position. Couple of really poor performances. Maniotis and Bintsis both scoring under a 6 rating. But we've scored 2 goals and we did play a team who are tipped to do really well this season. So plenty of positives to take from it, and hopefully we can do better in the second game. Couple of changes for our second game of the season. Bantunas comes in for Diagoras, who picked up a bit of a knock in training, and Tatsis comes in for Pomonis for his first start of the season. Lahiul is again on the bench, but he will probably come on at some point. At the minute, I'm keeping to the same system. I want to try and get familiarity with the same system. I am thinking about at some point moving Kautsas forward, moving Adesina out of the team and putting Stamenkovic in the middle there and Lahiul on the left. but it might be a little bit too attacking for a team with poor defensive qualities. So, let's go and see if we can get a better result than the last game. Iliupoli or Lupoli or whatever they're called, they got a draw in their last game. So, we got a defeat, but we played all right. We did play all right against a team that were tipped to finish and do really well. These lot, they're tipped to do better than us, but not much better, you know? So, we're kind of, I think we're quite similar in quality. So, we should be putting up a bit more of a fight in this game than what we did in the last one. And Stamenkovic has a shot that goes miles over the bar. But we've started quite brightly here. We've had more of the possession in the early stages. More shots. And there haven't been many highlights though. So as we approach the 40th minute mark and approach half time, it's still 0-0. And it looks like we might be reaching the break deadlocked. And we have. It's half time and it's Iliupoli 0, Diagoras 0. Second half's underway. And hopefully we can try and get a goal here. There haven't been many highlights so far. To be honest, a point away from home in our first away game of the season wouldn't be a bad result. Especially the fact that they are tipped to do a bit better than us in the season prediction. But now they've got a corner. Dimitriades is going to swing one in. And it's headed. And it's saved by Bintzes. And then Magarkis cleans it up. We've got to make a couple of substitutions. Lachiel is on for Manias. And Lukic, our best player, has picked up a knock and has had to go off injured. So, Tsiantoulas has come on for him. I'm hoping it's nothing too serious because he is our best player. He's been... And we've got an attack here. Tsiantoulas has put it over the bar. Losing one of our key players this early in the season is not going to be ideal. Second half, they've been a little bit better. They've overtaken the possession and they've had more shots on goal. But we've kept it to a 0-0 draw. It's finished 0-0 and we've picked up our first point of the season. So that's something to be happy about. Not the greatest performances again in the world, but Maniotis, Bantunas and Bintzes seem to have covered themselves in a bit of glory. Much better defensive performance than our first game. But a weaker attacking performance. If we can put it all together in one, we might have the makings of a decent side here. Right, luckily the injury to Viktor Lukic was just a bit of a bruised ankle and our key player will be fit pretty soon. I'll probably rest him for our next game, which is the cup game against Califea, the team that put 4 past us in the first game of the league season. So I'm not fancying our chances in the cup too much. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and play the first half of the season off camera. I'm not going to come back every couple of weeks and do a couple of games here and there and make the first season last 10 episodes. I'm going to get it done, get it over and done with. I think the first couple of seasons here are going to be about building the foundations for the future of Diagoras. I feel like it's about survival. It's about just trying to bring in some good players when we can. Get a few of those youngsters through from the under-19s at some point. But the first couple of seasons, I feel like they're going to be not very entertaining to watch. There's not going to be much to play for, except for survival, mid-table at best. So I'm going to get most of it played off camera. I'll be back. It's the 2nd of October 2022, according to this. I'll be back at some point in January because the transfer window will be open. I'll let you know how we're getting on, maybe do a live comms, and hopefully would have brought in a couple of more players that add a little bit of quality to the team, and we won't be in too much of a relegation battle the next time I see ya. Right, that's part 2 of Rhodes to Glory at an end, and Diagoras have picked up their first point of the season. We're not going to light any fires this year. It's going to be a tough season, but I'm hoping that we can build the foundations for something spectacular in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to know when future videos are going to be released. Comment below to say hi or let me know what you like and don't like about these videos. Is there more you want to see? Like, do you want to see more of the Google Maps stuff? We'll take a walk down the beach at some point, or some of the away games, we'll walk around their stadiums and things and just have a look at their local area. We're in a different country. It's something a little bit different, a little bit new for me. I've never been to Greece. I want to go to Greece. I might go to Greece. But at the minute, Google Maps is the way forward. Let me know. Do you want to see more of that? Because quite enjoy that sort of stuff. I want to make it a better viewing pleasure for you lot. I want more people to subscribe to the channel. I want more people to keep coming back, and I want more people to support me. And I want to build Planet Pete into something that is sustainable, long term, and hopefully I can turn into kind of maybe even a part-time job at some point rather than just a hobby. But anyway, again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye for now.